Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
You guys sound sleepy.
Just a little bit, teacher.
Just a little bit. Sure? Okay, guys, so if your electricity and Wi-Fi connection are okay, please can you come on? Okay. So yesterday we have finished up to number 3, right? Did we finish number 4? Not yet, right?
We have finished number 4, teacher.
And number 4 also finished. Okay. So we have to move to listening, right? Okay, so we'll do listening now. So for number 5, listen to the news report. So there is a new report in the conversation and you have to answer 2 questions. What kind of natural disaster does it describe? So there's the first question that you need to answer. And the second question is, can you tell from the rescue workers' accents where the disaster has happened? So according to their accents, you have to guess which country is that. Okay? So you have to answer 2 questions. What kind of natural disaster and where at the same time. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes, and I'll play.
Track 28.
I'm here in one of the support centres where people continue to arrive. They've lost their homes, their cars, and all their personal possessions. They've come here for food, water, and, if they're lucky, some clean clothes. Thousands of homes have been destroyed and almost 200 people have been killed. Remote villages in the outback have been hit the worst. I've just spoken to 2 volunteer firefighters and here's what they told me.
We've worked flat out for 3 days now, trying to stop the blaze from spreading, but the wind has been so strong that it's spreading really quickly and it's very difficult to control it.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's got to be the worst ever.
It all started on Friday when the temperature was well above 40 degrees.
So did you get the answers?
Yes.
So what kind of natural disaster is that?
Wildfire.
Wildfire? Wildfire?
Yes.
Is there any different answer? No, only wildfire. Okay. So how about where? Where did it happen?
I think it's America.
America?
I
How about
think
the
so,
other?
like Texas or something.
Texas or something?
Yeah,
And-
probably in a city of like something like in America or something.
So you guys guess that happens in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of you?
I guess Australia, but I might be wrong.
Australia? Okay. So we'll listen again, their accents, okay? So this time pay attention to their accents, okay? Is it heavy or is it quite light?
Track 28.
I'm here in one of the support centres where people continue to arrive. They've lost their homes, their cars, and all their personal possessions. They've come here for food, water, and, if they're lucky, some clean clothes. Thousands of homes have been destroyed and almost 200 people have been killed. Remote villages in the outback have been hit the worst. I've just spoken to 2 volunteer firefighters and here's what they told me.
We've worked flat out for 3 days now, trying to stop the blaze from spreading, but the wind has been so strong that it's spreading really quickly and it's very difficult to control it.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's got to be the worst ever.
It all started on Friday when the temperature was well above 40 degrees.
Okay, so how do you think? Give me the answers. Their accents like America or British or Australia.
The first one is obviously Australian.
Yeah, it's Australia. The accent is quite heavy. It's not like American, right? But not that heavy as British. So that is Australia.
Yeah.
So got it? Okay. So we'll move to number 6. Complete the sentences with the correct present perfect from the above in the bracket. So before doing number 6, we'll look at use of English. So present perfect, both active and passive. So you know how to use active and passive voice, right? So you have to pay attention to the form. So for active, it has have, has plus verb 3. And for passive, have or has been plus verb 3. So that is their pattern. And you know active and passive, and you know how to use present perfect tense, right? Okay, so we'll do number 6. So you have to decide whether you should use active or passive by using present perfect tense. Coming to the sentence. So shall we check now? Have you finished? Okay. So number 1, they blank here for food, water, and if they are lucky, some clean clothes. So you have to use come. So active or passive?
Active.
Active.
So the answer is they
Have came.
Have come.
They have come or they have came.
Have
Yeah,
came.
come.
Come came, come, right? So they have come.
Come.
They have come here for food, water, and if they're lucky, some clean clothes. So for number 2, I plan to need 2 volunteer firefighters. So you have to use speak. So active or passive?
Active.
Active. So the answer is I
Have spoken.
have spoken. Yes, I have spoken to 2 volunteer firefighters. And number 3, I plan anything like this in my life. And you have to use never seen. So active or passive?
Yes.
Active. Active.
Active. Okay, so what is the answer? I
have never
Have
seen.
never seen.
I've never seen. Yes, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And 4, 200 people blank kill. So you
Passive.
have kill. So
Passive.
yes, okay. So 200 people
Have been killed.
Have been killed.
have been killed. So why do we have to use as passive for number 4?
Because like people have been killed by like something like their
Yes,
object.
actually 200 people, they are the victims and they are the object. They are not the subject, right? Actually, the subject is the fire. Because of the fire, they have been killed like that, right? So how about number 5? Remote villages plant the walls. So you have to use hit. So active or passive?
Passive. Passive.
Passive again, yes. So the answer is remote villages
Have been
Have
hit.
been killed.
have been hit. So can you use passive and active and passive for present perfect tense?
Yes.
Can you use well? Okay. So we'll move to discussion point. So we walk in groups and which of the natural disaster on the page do you think is the most frightening and why? Okay, so now you have to think which natural disaster is the most frightening one for you, and you also have to give reason to me. Okay, so I will give you like 3 minutes to think, and after that I'll ask you guys one by one because you will have different answer, right? So choose the most frightening natural disaster for you, and you also have to give reason why that is the most frightening one for you. So did you get the answers? Can I ask now? Okay. Okay, so I will start with Linga. Tell me.
Okay. So for me, like the most frightening natural disaster are like tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes for me. Because like most of them are scary, but like I think it's the scariest because like like when I researched, like I found out that like earthquakes and hurricane like make the people move steadily, and so like maybe I might scared because of it, and also like tornadoes, like I also scared of it because like I scared of like winds and heavy winds, that like those kind of things. That's why I think it's the most threatening for me.
Okay. So if these things happen, there is nowhere that we can run, right? So that's why. Okay. So Liga, can you just make one?
Percy.
Proceed.
So my greatest one is cyclone because when I was in 2007, there was a cyclone called Nugget, and it was very bad, and many people died. So that one is so bad. So I scared of cyclone. That's all.
You said you scared of the cyclone, right? Because of the nugget
Yeah.
in 2007, right? So how old are you that time?
2.
Two. Okay. Okay. So Percy, can you just make one?
Lamel.
Samia.
Hurricane is the most frightening one for me because I have seen that is really dangerous in news, and I also scared of heavy raining.
You're scared of heavy rain. Okay, thank you. So can you just make one back?
Alex.
Alex.
Yes. For me, it would be tsunamis because the feeling of being crushed by waves is just as terrifying as anything else.
Okay, thank you. So can you just make one back?
Homington.
Homington.
I think the most frightening for me is hurricane because it have been killed many people on hurricane.
Okay, thank you. So can you just make one back?
Hangtao.
Hangtao.
Yes. Uh, soon. The most threatening natural disaster for me is tsunami, because for other natural disaster you may have somewhere to run, but if a tsunami is coming to you but you have nowhere to run, I think unless there is some tall buildings.
Yes, you're right. Okay then. So can you just make one back?
People.
Aka.
Most frightening natural disaster is wildfire for me, because it's fire is Charlie, it so has to put down, and many people have been dead in this. With a lot of citizens within a minute cause of fire.
Okay, so it's wildfire for you, right? So can you just make one back?
Indonesia. Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Yes.
The most terrifying natural disaster for me would be earthquakes. Because of earthquakes, people might lose their lives, and you might lose your family members, your home, and every item you own might be ruined. And you won't have access to like gas, electricity, or to contact your family members during that earthquakes. And consequences of earthquakes also includes fire and flood. So it's really terrifying for me.
Okay, so can you just make one me?
Cindy.
Okay, the nuclear diseases does make me really against floods because we can go when the region is still in only one place. I can buy food, I can use phone because we can charge it at the tide, and also it's really dangerous for children and people who can swim at the tide. So it was really terrifying for me. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so Cindy, can you choose next one, please?
Check about interview.
Interview.
Yeah, for me, hurricanes are very dangerous and constantly cause a lot of destruction. The hard ones can cause damage to trees and buildings, including people's homes. Hurricanes is very dangerous. That's all. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's kind of like flooding or something like that. The background sound.
Yeah. Someone is popping. Okay, so interview, can you choose next one, please?
Yeah, ผู้พูดเต็ม
Yes. For me, Wi-Fi is the most frightening because it can destroy 100 of trees, houses, and animals. If the fire is heavy, it can even destroy the whole town. Yeah, it is the most scariest for me.
Okay, thank you, Kubu. So can you choose next one?
Yes. Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes, I would say wildfires and floods because I don't think I can survive in wildfires, and floods because I can't swim well and I'm just afraid of water in general.
Okay, so can you choose next one, please?
Alice.
Alice.
Yes, teacher. For me, I'm afraid of flood because back in 2019, my grandma's house was in flood, like literally the whole state, and they sent me photos, and it's the most terrifying things ever because they can't even go to downstairs. Half of the house was covered with water. Yes, that's why.
So according to your experience, the
Yes.
scariest thing for you is floods, right? Okay.
Yes.
So can you choose next one, please?
Rosetta Chan.
Yes.
Okay, Nay Nwe Lwin.
Mine would be wildfire because I don't want to die in a fire, like burning alive. That's so scary. I can't even imagine. I would better choose flood.
Both are really terrifying, trust me.
But what if the fish eat you after you die?
It's okay because I'm deadless. So yeah.
You don't know, right? You don't know after all, so it is okay for you. Okay. So Nay Nwe Lwin, can you choose next one, please?
Sign poem, please share.
Sign poem, please share.
I think earthquake is most frightening because the top building will falling down and most people will be die. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Dan. So can you choose next one, Dan? Some of you
Yeah.
can, yeah, you have to choose next one, Dan.
Sumia.
Sumia.
Yes.
Sumia, are you there? I think he is leaving. Okay, so I'll choose someone, John.
Yes, sure. I think wildfire is the most frightening because in the paragraph they mentioned that a wildfire can move at speeds of over 20 kilometers an hour and burning everything. So lots of animals have been killed, and it's impossible to put out the fire in a moment. That's all.
Okay, so wildfire, right? Okay, thank you. So topic.
For me, it's the more frightening is earthquake because it can destroy house and tree to colors and many people can die. That's all.
Okay. So the rain.
Yes. I think the most frightening natural disaster is typhoon because that's one of the most biggest storm in the world, and uh, it's usually happen in South Pacific Ocean. That's why I scared that.
Okay, thank you, Pa. So I think everyone has finished, right? Who left? Okay, so everyone is finished, right? Okay, so we'll move to this one. Reading. Droughts in East Africa. So before we go reading, we'll discuss this question. Why is water important for life? So why is water important for us? How do you think?
We need to drink, we need to take showers, and we need water to cook.
So without water, we can't live, right? So even the plants need water, right? So without water, we can't do anything for our surviving or for our living, right? So that is why water is really important for life. Okay. So for reading, we will move to this one. So read this report by Ashton 8, and why do you think it was written? So you have to read the whole paragraph and you have to answer this question. Why do you think it was written? So you have to find the intention of writing this report. Okay. So read it and answer the question.
Teacher, like I want to know, like in this course, why the reading passage is about Kenya?
I don't know. Maybe it was to give the knowledge about these places of this country. So did you get the answers for this question? Have you finished reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so why do you think it was written?
Because I think I want to mention like how the difficulty in like African countries.
Mhm.
Create awareness.
Suffering, other people are suffering like that.
Okay, so Linda has this idea, and Alice, you're saying something.
To create awareness.
Two.
Create awareness.
Okay. How about the others? Do you have any different idea?
To seek for help.
To seek for help, yes, and so that's it, right? So through this report, they can get the attention all over the world and they can get help, right? So that is the intention of writing this report, okay? Okay, so we'll move to vocabulary part. So what would a partner find these words in the report and find out their meaning from the context? And if you're unsure, use your dictionary. Okay, so severe. What is a severe? So what does that mean? A severe drought.
Like serious.
Yes, a serious drought, right? Which is quite serious. So a serious drought. So we can translate that word into serious. And the second one is drought. What is that drought? What does that mean?
无靠
yes. So it has been a long time that there is no rain, right? So that is drought. And how about urgent? Where is the urgent? Where is the word? Urgent. Okay. So 5 million people are in urgent need of food, and the situation is likely to get worse over the next few months. So what does that mean, urgent?
It's kind of like emergency.
Emergency, yes, it's kind of like emergency. Right? It's an urgent, so it's an emergency, right? So they need food and they need water, right? And if they don't have, it is likely to get like worse over the next few months. So yeah, it is kind of an emergency case. And next is malnourished. Where is that word, malnourished?
Lack of nutrition.
Yes, lack of nutrition, or they didn't get enough nutrition, right? Because there is no water and there is not enough food. So they are malnourished, correct? And how about circumstances? Where is that word, circumstances?
Condition. Situation.
Yes, such extreme conditions or situation, right? So we can translate these words like that. Okay. So we'll move to number 3. Read the report again and answer the question. So there are altogether 5 questions. So answer it, and after that we'll discuss together. Okay. So have you finished? Have you finished answering number 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then we'll check together. So number 1 is, what is the crisis described in the report and who has its effect? So what kind of crisis described in the report?
Serious drought.
Yes, a severe drought, right? And for the second part of the question is, who has it affected? So
The
who
children,
got this effect?
the children,
The citizens.
yes,
People from East African
East
countries,
African.
right? Got affected. Yes. And the second question is, how has the crisis affected Sabria and her family? So how has the crisis affected in her family?
like it make their animals die.
Yes, it makes their animals die, and now they're short of food and they're short of water, right? So this is how it affected on our family. How are people surviving? For number 3, how are they surviving?
With the food the charity gives them.
Yes, so with the help of the charity, right? So with the food the charity give us, or with the help of the charity, people are surviving from the area, right? Okay. So how about number 4? Is the situation going to improve in near future? So how do you think? Is that improving? How did you answer number 4 question? Is that improving or getting worse?
Like if only the people like take care of the environment.
Yes, actually for them, only when other people from the country, people from other countries help them, it will get better, right? If not, it will getting worse. Because according to this sentence, we can know the situation is getting worse, right? We don't wash anymore, we drink all the water we get, and it is not still enough, right? So the situation is getting worse. So without any help from other countries, they can't survive anymore. So it depends on the people's health, right? So it can improve or it can get worse. So how about number 5? How does the report end and why do you think it ends in this way? So how does the report end? How does it end?
Sabrina
Like solutions, like
Yes,
that's
just
it.
by expressing Sabrina's ambition for the future, right? So it ends like that. So how do you think that it ends like that? Why do you think it ends in this way?
It can help like in future step point.
So how about the others? Is there any idea
I think
why
because,
it ends like that?
yes, I think because like they like the writer want to know the readers that the children still have hopes for their futures.
So the children in the area also have their hopes, right? So that is why we should help them, right? To make their dreams to come true, right? So that is what that is the reason why the report ends like this, right? So everyone has hope, right? So we have to help them. So everyone, have you got all the answers for number 3?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll move to number 4. Rewrite the sentences using the structure and brackets. So in spite of, despite. So before doing number 4, we will look at use of English, despite and in spite of. So do you familiar with this usage, despite, in spite of?
Yes.
Yes.
So what are they? Tell me.
Although, even though.
So they are the connecting words, right? They are the connecting words used to connect two different ideas, two contrast idea, right? So you know, in spite of, despite, right? So it has the same sense with although, but it has a little bit difference in grammar, right? So although can follow the full sentence. For example, although he is ill, he come to school, like that. But for despite and in spite of, what should you follow after them?
Now.
Noun phrase, pronoun, or ing form of the verb. So ing form of the verb is a gerund noun, right? So you have to follow noun after despite and in spite of, unlike with although. So is that clear? Despite feeling ill, like that. So the grammar pattern is just like that. So you have to follow noun or noun phrase or pronoun or gerund noun after despite and in spite of. So is that clear? Okay, so we'll do number 4. So have you finished?
Yes.
Have you finished?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then we'll check the answer. So the first one has been done, right? Although they were hungry, the children managed to sleep. So you have to use despite plus ing form. So despite being hungry, the children managed to sleep. So just like that. And number 2, although there is a severe drought, Sylvia and her family had some water to drink. So you have to use in spite of plus noun phrase. So how can you write a sentence?
In spite of a severe drought, Sabria and her family have some water to drink.
Yes, in spite of floods and severe drought, Sabria and her family has some water to drink. Correct. And for number 3, although she doesn't go to school at the moment, Sabria hopes to return in the future. So you have to use despite plus ing form. So despite
going to school at the moment, Xavier hopes to return in the future.
Despite going to school or despite not going to school?
Despite not
going to school. Despite not going to school at the moment. Because she can go, right? So despite not going to school at the moment, Sabria hopes to return in the future. So number 4, although they have these problems, they remain positive. So you have to use in spite of plus pronoun. So in spite of
them having these problems, they remain positive.
In spite of
them,
you can use these problems, right? So as these is a pronoun. So in spite of these problems, they remain positive. And 5, although they work hard to look after their animal, there is nothing people can do when there is no rain. So despite plus ing form. So despite
working hard to look after their animals, there is nothing people can do when there is no rain.
Yes, despite working hard to look after the animals, there is nothing people can do when there is no rain. So got it?
Yes.
As a despite of in spite of နဲ့ despite နဲ့သုံးတက်မှာ
Yes.
ကျတော့အများ despite နဲ့ in spite of နဲ့တော့ဘာလိုက်မှာလဲ
Now
phrase now
pronoun ing form of verb.
right ing form so it is direct now အဲ့တော့ despite လည်းသုံးချင်တယ်အနောက်က sentence တစ်တောင်းနဲ့လိုက်ချင်တယ်ဆိုရင်ဘယ်လိုပြင်ပြီးသုံးလို့ရလဲ despite ကို
although
despite နဲ့သုံးချင်လား although မသုံးချင်ဘူးဘယ်လိုပြင်ပြီးသုံးလို့ရလဲဆိုတော့ despite the fact that despite the fact that ဆိုတော့အဲ့ fact နာမှာ sentence တစ်တောင်းနဲ့လိုက်လို့ရတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့တော့ sentence ကိုနည်းနည်းရှည်နေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့တော့ရှည်နေတယ်ဆိုရင်ခိုင်းတဲ့စလုံးရေးတက်နေရရှင်းတော့မှာ despite ကြောင့်တူတယ်ကွာ despite plus နောက်မှာ now face လာတယ်အဲ့ sentence ကိုအရှည်ကြီးဆွဲချနေတယ်ဆိုရင် despite the fact that ဆိုပြီးတော့နောက်မှာ sentence တစ်တောင်းရရတယ်နော် despite the fact that he is feeling ill you can use like that okay so now it is now time to write your own sentence by using despite and in spite of so you have to write 2 sentences okay by using despite and in spite of in your own sentence and you have to follow noun phrase pronoun and ing form of the verb after despite and in spite of okay so I'll give you 3 minutes to write 2 sentences
so each like despite for 3 sentences like that
yes one for despite and the other for in spite of got it
I mean like for despite မှာတော့လေnoun တစ်ကြောင်း pronoun တစ်ကြောင်းကိုဖိုင်နေချာတော့
it is okay no only 2 sentences you can follow whatever you like it can be noun it can be noun phrase it can be pronoun it can be ing form So have you finished?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I will start with Cindy.
For in spite of my advice, he felt retired. Despite steady hard, many grade 11 students passed the exam this morning.
Okay, thank you. Vignette.
Okay, teacher. Despite all the sacrifices he did for her, she loved she loved him in the end. And in spite of it, he went out in spite of the rain.
Okay, thank you. Alex.
Yes. Despite having to learn Japanese for about a year, I forgot all of it afterwards. In spite of wanting to be a history buff, I have no interest in Asian history.
Okay, thank you. And Susan.
Teacher ဘာလို့ခိုင်းလိုက်ကြလဲမသိဘူး
တ
တ
မီး
မီးလိုက်ကြသွားလို့
Right. Okay, I'll give you jet one. Despite the in spite of 3မျိုး sentence နှစ်ကြောင်းနေခိုင်းတာ
ဟုတ်အလှည့်ကျော်ခဏလောက်ပြီးမှပြန်မေးလို့ရ
Okay, good. Home and cat.
In spite of I'm not rich or I have a poor man.
In spite of
I'm not rich.
I'm not rich. So there is a full sentence, right? We can follow the full sentence after in spite of, right? So
For despite of I don't get the despite of. Please wait a minute.
you have finished despite.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget that after in spite of and despite, you just have to follow noun or noun phrase or pronoun or ing. You can follow a full sentence. So is that clear for me, Kat?
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. Linga. Linga.
So like the first one I'll tell it in spite. My sentence is the train was cancelled, and in spite of that, we arrived on time.
Okay.
Another one is like yes, this one. So like another one is despite our vacation was a lot of fun, but despite that the cool weather. Despite the cool weather.
Okay. Fine condition.
Okay.
Fine condition.
Okay. He appeared at last despite the danger.
And how about in spite of?
In spite of the house will certainly sell in spite of the fact that it's overpriced.
Okay, you're using the fact that in spite of the fact that. Okay. So I'll got this one.
Besides this many, because the exercise is very good. Despite all these dogs with breath, you must still want to do that.
Okay. Ture.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
The young man said that they would do it despite all of the difficulties. And the next one is they help them in spite of the difficulties.
In spite of the difficulties. Okay. Cool.
Yes. Despite practicing hard for the competition, he didn't win. In spite of doing nothing, she passed the exam.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Can I type it?
Can I tell later? Okay, I'll skip you for a while then. 딱 먼저.
Yes, sure. In spite of waste the time by using phone, we should learn the new language. And despite despite having many clothes, I want to buy more.
Okay, thank you. Pasti.
They never made much money in spite of their success. And despite our solution, vacation was a lot of fun despite of the cold weather.
Despite the cold weather.
Despite the cold weather.
Okay, thank you. On topic.
In spite of all cooking show, I have watched and stay look up at the kitchen. Despite the raining day, I don't want to go out.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Tao.
Despite low salary, he's enjoying his job. In spite of having a nightclub, she has bad personality.
Okay, thank you. Challenge, and great questions are available. Okay, I come quicker. Okay. Okay. Namia.
Despite his height, he cannot play basketball well. In spite of all the cooking show I watch, I'm still better in the kitchen.
Okay, thank you. Near Echen.
Yes. Despite getting below average marks in the test, I can still manage to attend the consultation with my parents. And breads from these bakeries are a bit untasty. In spite of that, the rest are great.
In spite?
In spite of that.
In spite of that. Okay. Alice?
Despite her young age, she did a very good job. She held him in spite of difficulties.
In spite of difficulties, okay. So I got the sentences from interview and from Susan. Despite the lack of my friend's support, I won the competition. In spite of the challenge, in spite of the pain in my head. Okay, correct. So I think everyone has finished, right? Okay, so we will continue. So for speaking right, working groups discuss the problems that are caused by droughts. Look at the Action A reports to help you, and we may include these ideas. So these are the consequences of the droughts, right? So as there is a drought, there is dehydration for the people. So what is the meaning of dehydration?
Lack of water.
Lack of water. We don't have enough water in our body, right? We are dehydrated at that time. So as there is a drought and there is no enough water, so they will begin dehydrated, right? How about for mine?
Less food to eat.
So as there is no food, right? As there is no food and there, we can't plant, right? We can't plant the crops as there is no enough water. So we may be lack of food, right? As there is no food and we may feel malnourished, right? As there is a malnourishment, there will be so many kind of diseases, right? So they all are connected, and these all will be the consequences of droughts, right? We can connect these facts. Okay, so for writing, I want to give you this as a homework.
Really?
Yes, really. Even though you guys hate homework, you have to do it. So write a short information leaflet. So don't forget that you have to write a leaflet for Action 8, telling people about the droughts in East Africa or another serious situation. So you can present whatever you like. So you can only present the droughts in East Africa in the passage, or you can also present about another serious situation in other country. So you don't need to use full sentences. So you just have to note down, only note form, like 10 million people are affected in 5 countries. So just like that, you have to note down and use no more than 50 words. So what limitation is also 50 words. So you can do it by yourself, and that is why there's a homework. So you have to give it to me next week. So is that clear about homework?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So homework. We have homework. Buffy, you have homework. Okay. Buffy, can you hear me? Hey, Doreen, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Chair.
And you still respond to me, and I think you pretend like you didn't hear, right? It is about homework, right? So okay, I can guess. So there is a homework, so you have to write a leaflet information for Action 8. So you can write about whether the drought in East Africa or another serious situation in other country. And you can even write about the problems in our country. So the word limitation is it's only 50 words, and you don't need to use full sentences. So that will be really easy for you. Okay. Weekend today, why teacher thought it 2 years? And only 50 words, Cindy. Why you think it's like 500 words or 5,000 words?
No, like this math like better like at our school like for weekend like they thought we got 2 years and they gave a lot of homework. I can't even do why did you think like that?
Whatever. So you can only finish within 5 minutes because it is only 50 words. And you
But
don't
like
have
we have
like,
other kind of like homework about like maths, bio, something like that. We have other classes.
So enjoy your weekends, okay, with the homework.
I need to finish this during this like only this Friday because I want to take the lesson weekend.
Okay. Okay, so we'll move to raising money for charity. So we'll first discuss this question first. So when and why do people raise money for charity? So when do people raise money for charity? When?
When we need to help others.
Yes, when we need to help others, when there is a natural disaster, when there is a crisis, when there is a problem, right, with the people. So at that time, they raise money for charity. And why do people raise money for charity? Why?
Some of them want good reputation.
So they don't want to help, they just want to get reputation like that?
I mean, some of them are like that, so yeah.
Okay, so to some extent, I have to agree with you. Yeah, some people did it. Yes. Okay, but mostly they want to help the people, right?
Yes.
And there are some people, yeah, just you said, they just want to raise their reputation, right? Okay, so we'll move to reading. The charity fairs are often held in villages in Britain during the summer. Read about the games to play at charity fair. So there are altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so 5 games has been written in the text. So you have to choose, read it, and you have to choose one of them and draw a picture to illustrate it. So you have to draw the picture to illustrate how to play the game. So read it and draw an illustration in your book and take photo, and you have to send your pictures in the private group. Okay?
In group?
Yes, in group, not to me, in group. So everyone can see your brilliant drawing. Okay?
Oh, what?
Can I copy and paste it?
Copy and paste. No. You have to use your hand to draw it, and you have in your notebook, and then you have to take photos, and then you have to send to our C2 Bible group.
So can I say this?
No, and there is only one, right? This for sub race. For these games, there is no illustration, so you have to draw it by yourself. Got it? So you can show off your drawing skills. Okay, so I'll give you like 5 minutes. And after that, you have to send your brilliant illustration in the Viber group and we will look here together. Okay? Okay, so do it. So read the games and choose one and you have to illustrate it and send it to me. Send it to the group, not to me.
Yeah, how about like participating also? You like, can you draw one of these and send it by the group?
Huh?
You should better participate in this like activity.
Uh-huh.
And like choose one and then you draw it and send in by the group.
Just draw it, okay? It will be easy. And you can even, don't worry, you can draw the person like the it, right? And that is a human being. So that's it. It's okay. Have you guys finished?
Not yet.
When you finish, send it to Viber group, okay?
I think for drawing it may take time.
You don't need to draw in detail. Yeah, as I told you. Okay, I got one, I think. Okay. So this is Fuzzy's drawing, right? And the name of the game is Beans in a Jar. Okay. So I got one from Fuzzy.
My drawing kind of sucks.
Okay, but we can imagine, right? That it's being in the jars and we have to count. We have to guess, right? Okay, I get one more from Samia. Okay, so let me rotate for it. Okay, it's a coconut shine. So there are stands and there are coconuts, right? And there is a people. Okay, there is a human being, right, Lamia? And he had to throw the ball, right? Okay, so I got two. A coconut shine and being in the jar. So how about the others? Okay, I got one. Okay, what is that? This A two drawing and all the set rates. Okay, so these are the set, right? Okay, and set rates. Okay. Can I get more? It's okay. No, you don't need to remove that. You can imagine the game, right? That's all. Why you want to erase it, AW? Okay, I need more illustrations from you guys. Hurry up. We don't have much time. Okay, I got from Linda.
It's too bad. Don't look at it, please.
Whatever we can. We can guess. Okay, so that is being in a jar again. Okay, so there are beans, right? And there is a jar. Okay, Linda. Great. I need more illustrations. Okay, I got from one from Vinyache. Okay, Vinyache, you're quite good at drawing. So that is pin the tail on a donkey. Okay, so one has to be blindfold and you have to put the tail on a donkey. Okay, you're quite good at drawing. Okay, pin the tail on the donkey. So I got like 3 games. Coconut shy, being in the jar, and pin the tail on all 4, right? That's great. So no one draw about apple bobbing, right? Okay, I need more illustrations. Okay, I got okay, Cindy. So that's it. Okay, that is coconut. Okay, so there is a human being and the ball and the coconut. And there is a stand, right? There's also a stand. Okay, so the coconut shy. Okay. And
Yeah, can I remove that photo right now?
oh, you can't. It's nice. That remove that. Okay. So, and this is Nay Nwe. Okay. So you also got at illustrating Nay Nwe. So coconut shy again, right? So okay, coconut. And okay, so okay, coconut shy. And this is Alex. Okay. Oh my god, you got so many beans in there. Okay, so bean in the jar, so bean in the jars, and there are the numbers. Okay, so there is a caffeine. Okay, so you can also illustrate well, Alex. Okay, I need more illustrations. Some of you are really good at drawing. Okay, I got one from Aga. Okay, that is okay. Everybody, I need this one, right? Okay, and there is a human being, and elbows, and there is a bowl and there's water. Okay, so there is everybody. Okay, everybody, and I want. Okay, that is two. Okay, sock race. Okay, there's a sock and there's human being. Okay, sock race. I still need more. Okay, I got one from and Susan. Okay, this also being in the jar. Okay, being in the jar. There are beans. Okay, jar. Most of you guys give the illustration about being in the jar.
I think if like one of the artists or like drawers in my photo, like he or she would like kill himself.
It's quite easy to illustrate, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I need more. Is there any more illustration? Is there any more? No more? January 20th.
好.
Oh, okay. Then send me when you finish. You don't have to draw in very details, okay? Okay, I got one from Choppy. Okay, being in the jars. Okay. So even use the colors. Okay, being in the jars. And I got one from, okay, there is coconut shine, right? Okay. There is a person and a ball and a coconut on the stand. Okay, coconut shine. So any more illustrations? Con bi wai line 就不整理了。 Okay, I have one. Okay, sorry. One from Sumya. Okay, we also illustrate being in the jar. Okay, being in the jar. Okay. So is there any more illustrations? Is there any more? Okay, so as the time is up, I will stop here. So we will continue next week. Okay, and you guys have homework. Okay. Don't forget.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Homework của mình ngoài thì là sẽ bé bầu lẽ.
This is the homework he's doing. This is the homework. Right. Only 50 words. Only 50 words. Not much.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
50 words. 50 words. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. So see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you, teacher. See you.
Bye.